Well, thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Jade Cunningham. We begin with breaking news. 2 men are dead after a domestic violence incident led to a shooting involving officers in Surprise tonight. 12 News journalist Tiani Jadaling joins us live near Ream and Greenway Roads. Tiani, you have been there for most of the evening. What can you tell us? What have you learned so far?
Jade, exactly that. We know officers were responding to a domestic violence incident between an adult male and his father. We know that the officer involved is okay and there is no threat to the public. I want to show you what we saw earlier this evening. According to the Surprise Police Department, we know the call to 911 came from someone inside the home. I did ask about the conditions of the other individuals inside the home. Officers weren't able to provide that at this moment. We know moving forward, the Glendale Police Department will continue to investigate the shooting.
Officers responded to the area for a reported domestic violence incident. When officers were en route, they were informed that an adult man and his father were involved in an argument inside a home and multiple shots were fired. When officers arrived, they made entry to the home, and that's when the officer involved shooting occurred. We can confirm right now that the adult man is deceased, and then when officers did a sweep, they located the father, also deceased.
Now, lots of questions still unanswered, including what exactly led up to the shooting involving this father and the son. You're looking at the scene at this moment. Still a heavy police presence. You see the mobile command unit for the city of Surprise. Investigators in there trying to uncover exactly what took place here just after 6:30 p.m. in this Surprise neighborhood. And as we figure out those details, we'll provide those for you here on 12 News. Live in Surprise, I'm Tiani Jadaling. Jade.
Thank you so much, Tiani. We appreciate your reporting tonight, and you can learn more at 12news.com as well. Well, happening right now, a backup on Loop 101 near Scottsdale after a deadly crash shut down the northbound lanes. DPS says troopers responded to a car crash just after 6 p.m. on Loop 101 near Thomas Road. They say a vehicle caught fire after the crash, leaving one person dead. And right now, drivers are being forced to exit at McDowell Road. Officials say to expect a long closure and plan ahead if you're heading through the area. A tragic accident in Sedona this afternoon. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office says a man in his 50s fell while rappelling down to the floor of Keyhole Cave. This is near the Sugarloaf Trailhead. Another climber who was there jumped in right away and tried to save him. But sadly, the man died from his injuries. Investigators don't believe foul play was involved, but they say they are still investigating. And developing tonight, a suspect is still on the loose after a triple shooting in South Phoenix this morning. Officers responded to the area near Central and Baseline around 9 a.m. And authorities tell us that once their officers got there, they found 3 people who'd been shot, a woman and 2 men. All 3 were taken to a hospital. Neighbors tell 12 News they are still trying to put together what exactly happened.
So this morning I was actually sleeping and I just heard like a vehicle skirt off, and then I heard like a police vehicle as well. So I woke up and was asking my mother what was going on, and we went to the backyard and because we thought it was happening in the alley. But then we walked towards the front and we seen all the cop cars, like they had cut off, like blocked off the neighborhood from like a couple houses down and then on 7th Avenue. I ended up looking up at our security camera and trying to figure out what exactly happened, and that's when I heard like all the shots and the vehicle just skirting off.
So incredibly scary. Investigators don't believe this to be a domestic violence case, and they are continuing to investigate this.
All right, I am thrilled to sign this bipartisan Arizona First budget that invests in public safety, border security, education, and delivers a historic $1.4 billion middle-class tax cut.
Well, Governor Katie Hobbs signed Arizona's nearly $18.3 billion bipartisan state budget. It ends a months-long stretch of negotiations at the Capitol. And with that budget deal in place, lawmakers pushed through the night to finish their work, wrapping up the session around 4:30 this morning. But not everything made the cut, including ESA reforms. Joe Dana tells us what exactly happened.
Friday began with a stunning, unlikely alliance. Some Republicans in the House working with members of the teachers union to add new guardrails to the ESA program. But Senate President Warren Peterson and Senator Jake Hoffman derailed the compromise. From there, Republicans made a hard press on a flurry of bills linked to other priorities. 3 bills take aim at public school policy and funding and will be referendums on the November ballot for voters to decide, barring any successful court challenges. One, headlined as a referendum that protects ESA accounts of military families, has a small, very important detail. Democrats say it would also void the ESA reform voter initiative, the Protect Education Act. Democrats accuse Republicans of playing dirty and using military families as a ploy to eliminate any possibility of ESA reforms.
Anything that threatens the welfare of families of those who have served in this nation must be stopped. I am pleased to support this bill.
This bill includes an unusual provision here, a measure approved by the voters on or after November 1st, 2026. That entire measure is void. There is precisely one such measure, the Protect Education Act. I sense politicians who know that the people of the state of Arizona are ready to take on the waste and the fraud and the abuse of the ESA program.
Point of order has been called.
Another restricts educators from engaging in union activity. The third referendum limits how much schools spend on administrative costs. Critics say there's no evidence of systemic administrative bloat in schools, so we are set to see public education as a major topic in the upcoming November election. Joe Dana, 12 News.
And after all was said and done, Republicans passed a total of 10 measures to go on the November ballot for voters to decide. And this includes a sweeping elections overhaul that supporters say would ensure only citizens vote. But critics argue it would eliminate early voting. Also, new limits on the rights of transgender students playing high school sports and limits on speed cameras that would require cities to get voter approval for camera contracts. The ballot referrals are a way for Republicans to enact laws without needing the governor's signature. Barring successful court challenges, the measures will be on the November ballot, along with potentially 3 more. Well, time now is 10:08. Of course, we want to get over to meteorologist Chris Dunn, because if anybody went outside today, I'm sure they felt the heat, and it is here to stay.
The heat and a little bit of humidity, too. Yeah, we started to feel that a couple of days ago. 110 for the first time this year. We know there will be plenty more, but the first time, 110, also the warmest day of the year so far. The record was first set in 1896, and normal is 104, so actually not that far away from normal. And we're still at this late hour, 101. Now 100, that's kind of my measure. It always has been for a hot day. If we're still 100 at 10 o'clock, that is. 110 and above is also the HOT hot around here. 53-degree dew point. So with dew points in the 50s, that's almost monsoonish. And you can feel that humidity. It will linger through tomorrow. High country thunderstorms again tomorrow. We have some on the outskirts of the far west deserts in Maricopa County, and also in portions between Bullhead City and Lake Havasu City. More days with 110 degrees plus in the valley, so 110-degree heat, mountain thunderstorms. The heat will back off late week. We'll see that in the 7-day forecast coming up. Jade?
All right, just in time for Father's Day. Thanks, Chris. A deadly dog virus is surging across Arizona. In southern parts of the state, cases are actually up 250% when compared to this time last year. And tonight, an ER veterinarian is warning Valley pet owners your dog could be at risk. 12 News journalist Trisha Hendricks has this story.
My dog actually is a parvo survivor.
Dallas Elliott knows the fear firsthand. When her rescue German Shepherd mix was just 4 months old, he nearly died.
Very quickly started vomiting and diarrhea and just got really lethargic and wouldn't come to me. I spent some money and had him hospitalized, and then I basically just had to hope that he would pull through on his own, and he did.
Canine parvovirus attacks the immune system and digestive tract. It spreads through contaminated surfaces, and it can survive on lawns and floors for up to 2 years. Right now, it's surging across Arizona.
It's also what we've been seeing in the ER.
Dr. Victoria Schwertner is the lead ER doctor at VEG-ER in Phoenix. She's seen the spike firsthand at both of their Phoenix and Chandler locations.
A lot of the cases will come to us because typically the signs come on pretty quickly.
She says puppies face the greatest danger.
If you have a puppy between 6 weeks and 6 months old, especially if they haven't had their full series of vaccines, those are the puppies that we need to be really careful with.
The signs to look out for?
Not eating, acting very lethargic or tired, having a lot of vomiting, diarrhea, with or without blood.
And if you notice any of these, act quickly.
There is no antiviral treatment.
She says only supportive care to help their body fight through it. But parvo is entirely preventable.
Vaccines are what are saving lives. We see so many puppies die of parvovirus, and when it could have just been as easy as getting a vaccine.
Dallas's dog is now 13, healthy, happy, and fully vaccinated. Her message to every pet owner watching:
Get pet insurance and don't take them to public places until they're fully vaccinated.
In Phoenix, Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
Still to come on 12 News at 10, a baby shower with a twist. How one Phoenix event is putting new dads front and center. And next in sports, a new NBA champion has been crowned. We're going to give you a look at the celebrations coming up.